With a banged-up offensive line, 2 running backs that weren't with the team at the start of the season, and Brett Rypien as the starting signal caller, the Denver Broncos were able to snap their 5-game losing streak Sunday up against the Arizona Cardinals.
Coming up on Broncos A to Z, we'll discuss how the Broncos kick-started their offense in the second half. Defensive lineman DeShawn Williams will be in studio to discuss what sparked his game as of late, all before looking ahead to the Broncos Christmas Day showdown with the Los Angeles Rams.
Broncos A to Z starts right now.
We're down 9-3. Great job sticking together again, guys. That's what it's all about. It was a team win. That was our offense. We challenged you at half. Totally different team going out there in the second half. The key is we got to do that right out the gate. Let's string that thing together. Let's not wait for a second half. Defense, great group effort, man. That was a team win.
Broncos on 3. 1, 2, 3. Broncos!
It was the season of giving game for the Denver Broncos, and this team gave the fans exactly what they wanted, a big win at home heading into the holidays. Hello, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us for Broncos A to Z. I'm Alexis Perry alongside Zach Stevens. And Zach, like Coach Hackett said, it really was a great team win. And while this team didn't get off to the start that they wanted to, they finished the way they knew they could. Zach, what stood out most to you about this effort on Sunday?
Well, the Broncos coming into this game 3-10, and they're down 6-3 at halftime, and they could have decided just to mail it in and say, we're done for this game. We can't do anything on offense, but they didn't. They made a choice to keep fighting. And Alexis, that's not really surprising because we've seen this team continue to fight against the Kansas City Chiefs the week before. They're down 27-0, and they're able to come back, make that a game, and they do that again. And in the second half, boy, was their offense a completely different team. As Nathaniel Hackett said after the game, it looked like a different team in the second half, and that's exactly what it was, enough to put 21 points on the board in the second half.
Yes, well, before we get into the nuances of that game, here's a look back at how Denver's Week 15 matchup against Arizona unfolded, as captured by Broncos Director of Production, Austin Brink.
Welcome to Empower Field at Mile High on a chilly, albeit clear, December afternoon as the Denver Broncos host the Arizona Cardinals.
Two teams that started the season with playoff expectations that came up way short.
It'll be 2 backup quarterbacks in this game. It'll be Brett Rypien replacing the injured Russell Wilson. Broncos have dominated this particular matchup. They're 9-1-1 against the Cardinals and a perfect 5-0 here at home.
Dave, I believe that was J.J. Watt.
Again, you would think he's slowed down a little bit in his 12th season. He's had a great first half here.
I guess we shouldn't be surprised. It's a low-scoring game. Not a whole lot going on there in that first half, unless you like sacks.
First and goal at the 10. Rypien in the shotgun, toss it left side. Here comes Murray, blocker out in front of him. Inside the 5, Murray leads the ball to the end zone. Touchdown, Denver! Justin Simmons' second interception of the game, is 26th of his career. McCoy looks left, now flushed and turned down to the ground. That was Baron Browning. Shotgun snap, they throw the bubble screen left side. Judy makes the defender miss, and Judy is free. Judy inside the 40-yard line, and he's got another first down. First and goal, Denver at the Cardinal 5-yard line. Play fake and pass into the end zone, wide open, touchdown, Denver. That is Eric Tomlinson. What a great fake by Brett Rypien. They're going to break a 5-game losing streak here. It was a great team win, and the Broncos able to do it in this one. 24-15 Denver over Arizona.
Zach, like you said, the Broncos were down 6-3 heading into the half. Brett Rippon at that point had been sacked 6 times. J.J. Watt was on an absolute tear. But what were some of the most obvious adjustments that you saw this offense make that really sparked that team there in those final 30 minutes of play?
Well, they committed to the run, and that is so important for any team, really, unless you have a generational quarterback, but specifically for a team where you have multiple backup offensive linemen in the game. When you have a backup quarterback in the game, you have to help out your quarterback and your backup offensive lineman by sticking to the run game. And you mentioned it. In the first half, Brett Rippon dropped back 21 times, was sacked 6 times, and only completed 11 passes. In the second half, he dropped back 12 times, was 10 for 11 with only 1 sack, and then it was Latavius Murray's show there in the second half.
Yes, you mentioned Latavius Murray. He became the Broncos' first 100-plus yard rusher this season, finishing with 130 yards and a touchdown on 24 carries, surpassing the 6,000-yard mark for his career. It really opened things up for this offense, as we saw, especially behind a banged-up offensive line. So what made this run game so successful on Sunday, specifically with Latavius Murray getting most of those carries?
It was sticking with the running game in the second half. That was so key. The Broncos had 12 rushing attempts in the first half. In the second half, they had over 20 rushing attempts. In fact, in the fourth quarter, they had 14 rushing attempts alone. So they had more in the fourth quarter than they did in the entire first half. And that just helps bring the confidence to the offensive line. It helps Latavius get into a groove. And Latavius, he is a wrecking ball. He's someone where he'll pick up a couple of yards before contact, but then once he gets hit, he's going to always fall forward because he is a big human being. Going for 130 yards. He's up for FedEx Ground Player of the Week this week. Also put in a touchdown. He was so key, and it's so cool seeing his story because just before Halloween, Alexis, he was on the Saints practice squad. Yeah. Now he's not only the Broncos starting running back, but he's their first 100-yard back of the season, which is pretty crazy because the Broncos have had Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams.
You mentioned Brett Rippon. He connected with 9 different receivers on Sunday. What really impressed you most about his game?
His efficiency. His efficiency was really impressive. He went 21 of 26, over 80% completion. Alexis, that's incredible for anyone, let alone a backup making his second start of the season. Brett Rippon, and credit to the coaching staff, they put him in great situations. In fact, the very first play of the game was just a confidence one for him and Jerry Jeudy. Just a quick pass to Jerry Jeudy. We all say get the ball to Jerry Jeudy more. They did that. The first 2 plays of the game, quick passes to Jerry Jeudy. Then we continued to see those just easy passes, easy decisions, and Brett was able to connect on those and be very efficient.
Well, defensively, that is back-to-back weeks with 3 interceptions for the Denver Broncos. This time it was Justin Simmons who came away with a pair of them, while Pat Surtain got his second in as many weeks. And they weren't the only bright spots for this Denver defense. While, of course, they didn't face Kyler Murray, they still held the Cards to just 240 total yards and just 1 touchdown. So, Zach, what continues to impress you about this group week in and week out?
Well, specifically, the pass defense is just incredible, and especially when this defense is able to go up not only against a backup, but then a third-string quarterback. It's just simply not fair, Alexis, and that's how you end up with 3 interceptions. And Justin Simmons, a ball hawk. That's exactly what he is. He is a game-changing player on defense. And then Pat Surtain getting 1 at the end of the game. But then it also starts up front with making those guys, those quarterbacks, uncomfortable. And boy, did DeShawn Williams have an awesome game. Again, this game, he has 2.5 sacks. Coming into this season, he had 3.5 sacks total. Now he has 4.5 sacks in the past 3 weeks. Just incredible. And that's so key to get after a backup quarterback.
Do you think it's safe to say that this Broncos team maybe found a little bit of their identity this week? And if so, what does that mean for this group, not only for the remainder of the season, but really heading into the offseason?
Yeah, and I'm really excited to see it, Alexis, what they do these final 3 weeks. Are they able to stick with the run like they were able to? Because we also know that Russell Wilson is very successful and has a lot of success in the past by building an offense around the run first, and then you build off with the play action and then the boots that he's able to do and get him moving. So I'm really excited to see Russell Wilson with this offense and see if they're able to stick to the run with Russ under center and just see what that looks like against the LA Rams.
All right, well, we will discuss how their newfound identity might match up against the LA Rams here in just a little bit. But first, coming up on the other side of the break, I'll be joined by Broncos defensive lineman DeShawn Williams to relive his 2.5 sack game on Sunday. Don't go anywhere.
DT was our number 1 guy. His play spoke for itself.
Thomas is there and makes the catch.
He could do just about anything on the football field.
Demaryius Thomas out over the 45. Here we go.
We set out for him to be the most dominant receiver here.
Pass caught, one-handed, the catch of the night.
He was like electrifying.
Play at a time, that's all we need to do.
He was one of a kind.
DT's got it. Touchdown, Denver.
He was a defensive coordinator's worst nightmare, but for me, boy, he was just a gift.
Denver brings 6. McCoy in the pocket, throws a ball that is too high and picked up and picked off. That's Justin Simmons. Simmons at the 35, heads to the west sideline, and Justin Simmons with the interception, his 4th of the season. Ripping on second down, again a deep drop, throws a ball to the sideline, a perfect throw, and Jerry Jeudy gathers it in and strides into the west sideline at the 44-yard line, a 19-yard gain on 2nd and 10. Shotgun, they toss it right side. Good cut by Latavius Murray, and the big back is free. Faster than you think, he rumbles into Cardinal territory. There you go with the big play, but the run all the way to the 44-yard line of the Cardinals. McSorley faces 5-man pressure, deep drop, throws a ball middle of the field. It's intercepted by Simmons. Simmons inside the 20, inside the 15, and Simmons down at the 8-yard line. Justin Simmons, his 2nd interception of the game, his 5th of the season, his 26th of his career.
So happy to have Broncos defensive lineman DeShawn Williams here with me now. DeShawn, your journey here to Denver is one that not many people know about, but is unique in so many ways. So kind of take us through the highs and lows of your journey of becoming a Denver Bronco.
Yeah, it's been a long journey, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Came here 2018. I was with the Bengals since 2015 through 17. Came here 2018, got cut probably about 5 to 6 times. Through the COVID year 2019 of December, I worked at Amazon until August of 2020. Then Vic called, Bill gave me the call, and I came here and never looked back since.
Yeah, from 2017 to 2019, you didn't play in a single regular season game anywhere. So what was your mentality that really helped you get through that phase of your life?
I'm just knowing that I could do it, and I had a great coach in Bill Kolar. He coached a lot of great D tackles, and he never not once said I couldn't play in the NFL. So that stuck with me throughout my journey. I just knew I could do it. I just needed the opportunity to do it. And the God that George came and everything worked out like that.
Yeah, over the past 3 games, you've had 4.5 sacks. Prior to that, you had 3.5 throughout your entire career. So what do you attribute to this recent surge of production?
My little man, Titan. I know Daddy gotta get him some shoes and stuff like that, but man, it's just responsibility. I know he's looking forward to Daddy to provide, so I gotta do that. And losing Draymond Jones, that hurt. So I know I just gotta pick up the pieces. I'm not saying I am him, but whatever I gotta do to contribute, to push myself to that next level. And he gave me a lot of good feedback, and it showed Sunday.
Yeah, your individual performance played a huge role in that win on Sunday over Arizona. Looking back at that game, what were some of the highlights for you personally? I mean, obviously 2.5 sacks, but was there one that really stood out? I'd
probably say the TikTok dance that me and Barron did. That's funny. But overall, just having fun. Like, the crowd was into it. Even though we was down 9-3, we didn't blink. We just knew that we could win, and just that energy on the field and in the locker room, that's what you play for, to win games. And just on the field, man, on defense, man, we was just clicking. Like, it was just one of our days, and we got turnovers, got the ball back for the offense, and they scored. So it was a good turnout for everybody.
Yeah, what did it mean to this team to just finally be able to snap that 5-game losing streak?
No, it was good, especially to win at home.
Yeah.
We haven't won at home since week 3, and that's not the standard, of Broncos country. We're known for winning, and, this year is not how we want it to be, but, we got 3 more games left, and to start with that one winning at home was huge. So, we just got to get back to the drawing board and get ready for Christmas Day for the Rams.
Yeah, you guys are looking to string a few together here down the stretch. What is your personal motivation day in and day out?
Me just get better each and every day. Like I said, with losing Draymond, that's a huge piece on the D-line that's gone. But me just upping my level of play. I know that I can, the things that I'm doing now, these past couple games, I know I could do it. But also just building my resume each and every day, because we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, just building that resume.
Somehow this Denver defense is even better than it was a year ago. What is it about Coach E's scheme that really allows you guys to be so productive?
No, he just buys into his players. I could say he's probably one of the best DCs that I had. Coming from the Rams, they won the Super Bowl, so he know what championship football looks like. The coaches were Coach Dixon, Pete, Bird, Ola, AC, the list goes on, CP. you know, he just brought in a good staff, and Dom, the OG we call him. But no, it's great, man. His style of coaching it fits our personality, and I think he fit the defense of how he wanted to look, and he got the right defense, I believe.
Yeah, you mentioned Coach Dixon. Obviously, something that we've seen throughout this season is the dark side. Tell us a little bit about the dark side mindset and how you guys live that and breathe that each and every day.
It's just you know, the yes sir, no ma'am, you know, type of guy off the field. But on the field, you know, you got to go to a dark place, and I think that's what we pride ourselves on. And it's stuck now. It's the whole defense. So he brought in something that we bought in since camp, and it's paying dividends. How
do you guys build on this most recent win over Arizona this week in LA?
Just doing what we good at. You know, we ran the ball successfully. We got 2 great backs. You know, they picking up the pieces. Defense is starting fast. You know, getting the ball back, getting turnovers for our offense to let them get short field. You know, just playing complementary football. You know, special teams helps us. Defense help offense, offense help defense. So, you know, just building on that.
Okay, you mentioned your son Titan a little bit earlier. Just 10 months old now, so it's safe to say this is his first Christmas.
Yeah.
Any Williams family traditions that you're looking forward to introducing him to, or any that you're going to start now that you're a dad?
Not that I could think of, just whatever he wants, Daddy gonna give it to him. So no, he has me right around his finger, so I just love him.
Well, happy holidays to you
Thank
and
you,
your
you
family,
too.
of course. Well, coming up here after the break, Zach will be back in studio to look ahead to this Sunday's game against the Rams. Don't go anywhere.
I loved watching him play because he was fearless and he just was relentless and he made it look easy.
Demaryius Thomas out on the 45. Here we go.
He could do just about anything on the football field.
DJ breaks the tackle inside the 10. Touchdown, Denver.
He was one of a kind.
Everybody in his life was special.
He was a great leader.
The best teammate.
DT's got it.
His smile lit up a room.
He loved kids and he loved to give back.
Boy, he was just a gift.
Welcome back to Broncos A to Z. It is time now to shift our attention and get into our way too early game preview as the Broncos head to LA to face the Rams, who will be coming off a short week after playing the Packers in Green Bay on Monday. Zach, over the past 2 weeks, the Broncos have averaged 26 points per game. So what do you attribute to their sudden scoring success, and how do they continue that trend upwards with Russell Wilson back on the field this week?
Look at that. The offense is starting to heat up now. 26 points per game the past 2 weeks, like you said, Alexis. And it's going to be really interesting to see the route the Broncos take, because when they had 28 against the Chiefs, that was due to a lot of hurry up, going up tempo, letting Russ throw the ball a lot, letting him cook, dare I say, and that worked really well against the Chiefs when they were down to come back and put points on the board. And then it was nearly the complete opposite against the Cardinals on Sunday. Of course, Brett Rippon, like we talked about, a lot of running the ball in the second half, and it's going to be interesting to see how you blend those two things. Kind of as I touched on earlier, I think you want to still stick with under center, have Russ be working under center. You can still go hurry up tempo with that, but then have him work off boots and play actions, and that's what you can do with Russell Wilson. And I think this is going to be a really interesting test for the coaching staff, Russell Wilson, when he's back this week, to see exactly how they mesh those two.
Well, as for LA's quarterback Baker Mayfield, he made quite the splash in his first game as a Ram. Zach, what has he added there in LA, and what can the Broncos expect facing him and that entire Rams offense this Sunday?
Well, over the past few years, the Broncos have seen how difficult it is to go from quarterback to quarterback, but they've never had 4 different quarterbacks start in one season like the Rams had this year. And Baker Mayfield, Alexis, may be the best of them because he was released by the Panthers, then quickly picked up by the Rams. And Baker just provides that Baker spark initially when he gets to a team, and he's certainly provided
just
that.
Headbutting his teammates
without a helmet. That's crazy.
Absolutely insane. Well, a handful of LA's best defensive players, including Aaron Donald, were ruled out of Monday's game in Green Bay. With the Broncos, they're coming off that tough first half against J.J. Watt on Sunday. So what do you hope that they can learn from that first half and take into this game if Aaron Donald is able to play this week?
Well, I hope Aaron Donald's okay for the long term, but maybe he just needs one more week of rest here, Alexis. Yes, because J.J. Watt was a monster in the first half against the Broncos. Now, the Broncos were having to rotate some defensive or some offensive linemen in there because of injuries, so they hopefully don't have to battle against that. But if they have Aaron Donald in the game, you're going to have to double team him every single play. You're going to have Andrew Beck in as a fullback to stop him, because he is someone that can ruin a game, and it's tough to say that about a defensive lineman, but he is that good where the Broncos are just going to have to give all of their attention to him, and then also work outside those bootlegs that we were talking about.
Yeah.
Have Russell Wilson be running away from Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that's a good idea. What are some of the other key matchups that you're going to be watching here on Sunday?
Well, when it comes to the Rams, they're not a good team, and they just won the Super Bowl last year, but they've lost so many players. You can pretty much do whatever you want against the Rams except run the football. You can throw the football. They're not a very good pass defense. And then on the offensive side of the ball for the Rams, they have not found much of an identity when it comes to running the ball, when it comes to passing the ball, so you should be able to really shut them down.
Okay, well, this is the Broncos' 4th ever Christmas Day game. So in addition to a win, what is the greatest gift the Broncos could give this fan base this Sunday?
A Russell Wilson explosion, because the last time we saw him on the field, he did that. And if we could see him build off of that on back-to-back games that he played, that would be the best gift for Broncos country, giving hope in this holiday season. I think that's what it's all about, right?
Yes. As always, we will have a full game preview right here on the Broncos YouTube channel this Friday at 5 o'clock for Broncos Weekend. For Zach Stevens and our entire Broncos broadcast crew, thank you all so much for watching. We will leave you now with some of our favorite still images snapped Week 15 by team photographer Gabriel Christus.